What is happening, all you beautiful, gorgeous, and magnificent aviators? RandomEd787 here. Well, I gotta tell you, it is kind of good to be back, sort of. As I stated, that I did, keep my word that once new Flight Simulator 24 news came out, I'm just gonna call it 24. Calling it 2024 is just a little too much. So I'm just gonna call FS24 or something like that. So I said once more news came out that I would be covering it and going over it. And I know I've been away from YouTube for a while, but I've been having to focus on some more personal things. I said in the past that I'm trying to study to become a glider pilot. I got my solo way back in November, and I'm trying to get my private license this year, so I have a lot of studying that I've been needing to do. But I do have time to cover some flight simulator stuff from time to time if anything really big comes out. I know some things were talked about in the past a little bit before this trailer came out, but it wasn't substantial enough for me to make a video about. But this trailer certainly is. So I just figured we just do, I guess, maybe an in-depth dive into the trailer and maybe discuss it in the comments a little bit and just, get the hype going here. And also the game comes out, when is it again? November 19th. Okay, which I'm actually really happy about. I was really scared that this game was going to be released like sooner than expected, like the last one, because I was a bit shocked by that. And well, I was right to be skeptical because the game did not release in the most polished state. And hopefully that's not the case with this game. But besides that, let's dive into the trailer here. So we start out with obviously some amazing texture groundwork here, because as Zobo has said, they are focusing on trying to make the ground a lot more detailed this time, because as we know, in Flight Simulator 2020 was mostly going off satellite imagery, and only a few select places looked really detailed with the photogrammetry, but it seems like they're expanding that out a lot more now. Whether it's going to be like this throughout the entire globe, I don't know, but there's no question that this game is, honestly, I'm actually surprised how graphically different this actually looks. This actually looks a lot better than FS 2020 at the moment. Now, granted, this is a trailer. There's a lot more magic they can do to make it look good, but still, FS 2020 to this day is still a very good looking sim. But there's no question that this game has been touched on the graphics department quite a bit, at least from what I can see. So, and I got the video muted because I don't want it to be too distracting. But yeah, you look out here, all the rock formations and mountains look super detailed. It would not have looked that good in 2020. In some areas it probably would have, but most areas it was a little bland. And of course, we're getting the Red Bull air races. They did touch on a lot of the careers that we saw in the first trailer, but they did show a few new ones. One of them is the one I was hoping for, which is going to show up in just a second. And that is, hang on, wait for it. Here we go, commercial flight. And I did hear that they're going to be bringing real world airlines to this. So I assume this is probably LAX. It's got, that's the kind of the vibe I'm getting, but that's cool. We're going to be getting real airliners. Now, the only thing we don't know is still, like, okay, I assume this is the 787, so we can pretty much confirm that. This looks like an Airbus A330. Now, whether that's going to be an actual jetliner we fly in the game, we don't know. We still don't have the full aircraft list, and we don't even know. Actually, you know what? I think that we will be flying this because we go in the cockpit of what looks to be an Airbus and see A330 right over there. We could see A330. Yeah, so this is clearly an Airbus cockpit. Now, the only problem with Airbus cockpits, they all look exactly the same, which is a good thing because that means it's very easy to transfer from one Airbus to another. The only time it differs a little bit is when you maybe say get to the A340 or A380. They start to look just a little bit different, but some people have been wondering if we're going to be able to walk around the sim. I think I listened to Obsidian Ant, I think his name is, and he was bringing that up, and I really do hope we can walk around because I know there's been mods in the past for like FSX that allow you to walk around. I know you could technically use the showcase camera, but just being able to actually physically walk around would be so cool. Now, the one part that blew my freaking mind is this right here. You are actually going to have an actual boarding process. This I was not expecting Azobo to do. I did not think they were going to do this, because usually you had to rely on third-party add-ons like GSX, or sometimes some planes, like for example the fly-by-wire A320 comes with its own boarding software type thing. It's, you know, it's not like as in-depth as say GSX is, but it's just enough to get your immersion a little bit increased. But this right here is huge, so I am very happy that they're really taking the commercial pilot thing very seriously here. So we're gonna actually have to wait, hopefully in real time, but hopefully you can customize it maybe to make them board quicker, because I could tell you one thing, I wish the airline boarding process was quicker, because it drives me nuts. And it may come as a surprise to you, as a guy who loves aviation. I despise flying on airlines. The only exception is JetBlue. I like flying JetBlue, but I mostly fly Southwest, and I can't stand them because their planes are just so damn cramped. So, but anyway, I'm not turning this into a rant. So, very cool. And we this is something that's not entirely no. Oh, and the EFB. We're getting EFBs now. This looks like the one that just came out for the A320 Neo, which I did a flight with, and flies great, by the way. The new one that we got from AnyBuild. So, yep. And yeah, so it looks like you're gonna be able to see your co-pilot and everything that as you're flying. So yeah, it looks like the A330 is actually gonna be flyable, which is awesome. I'm always up for a new Airbus. And this right here, look, you could tell right now we're obviously, very obviously in the fall, which I'm very happy to see that there's seasons, because that's one thing Flight Simulator 2020 lacked, except for winter. You just had winter and summer. But I'm happy to see that we're going to get fall foliage, and I'm excited to see that because I live in upstate New York, and fall up here is absolutely gorgeous, especially once you get toward the Adirondacks. It looks jaw-dropping, and I've been in the gliders that I fly during autumn, and it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm really happy to see this making a return. So yeah, we got air ambulance. This is something that we've seen before, and I'm very impressed with the NPC detail on this. I mean obviously they're not going to look as good as, like, say, like from something from GTA or Red Dead, but the fact that they can have this detailed in a flight simulator, I mean, kudos to Azobo. This looks really, really solid. So let's see what we got next. Oh, here, this one, again, blew my mind. I didn't think we could be, I mean, seriously, look at this image. Like, honestly, this almost, what's the, I can't think of the term. I can't think of the term. But this just looks so damn photorealistic. It's insane. And the sky is not the limit. I love that. I wonder if we're going to be able to customize what we can say on this. I don't know if Azobo is going to allow that, because I can tell you, if we are able to customize what we can actually bring up into the air, I'm sure some people are going to get very, very creative. Now, where this is, I honestly have no idea. I'm thinking maybe Australia. I don't know. But obviously a beautiful coastline. And now I've heard we're going to be getting boat traffic in this game too. Or they're going to have actual boating routes that are going to be in the game. And then we got this guy right here in some pretty nice pink swag. Yeah, you can definitely tell this guy's a VIP. He really stands out. This, I can guess, I don't know the exact name of the airport, but I can pretty much say that this is in Aspen, Colorado. I've flown into this airport in Flight Simulator. Absolutely gorgeous. Or Aspen Pitkin, I believe it's called. So we got... I forget what type. I forgot what jet this jet is called, but And then we got some more agriculture aviation. I did not know helicopters were used for this. That is something that's cool to know. And just look at the grass. I know it moved in the last one, but look at that detail. I mean, that is just another step up. And then we got search and rescue of saving people from a sinking ship. And even the water. The water actually looks better. The waves look a lot nicer. You could just tell that things have been touched up a bit, and obviously this is LA. That's very evident. Now the only thing here is that you could tell at the street level, you know, it kind of looks somewhat similar to FS 2020, but you know, most of us are not going to be flying our planes down into the city. I mean, we will if we want to do some Top Gun type stuff, I guess, or just be very daring. But I'm sure that this is probably all photogrammetry, and it's mostly focused on the buildings, because honestly it's not really necessary to put this much detail, but it does look nice for what we're getting, because you know, you got to remember, you got to put all the detail in the right areas. Remote cargo ops, we saw this from the previous one. Aerial firefighting, I did not know you could use this plane for that. That's actually quite interesting. Okay, this right here, this I want to go over. We did not have this kind of detail at all in FS 2020. This was not a thing. All this was not a thing. This is detail I didn't think we could ever get in a flight simulator. I mean, and we do know Azobo has said that they want to put some more focus on trees. And I think they're using like 3D trees, and they want to make them stand out more and look more realistic. They've exceeded my expectations of what to expect from that. I mean, now granted, is this just a select portion of like key areas in the world, or is this going to be all over the world? That we don't quite know yet. But there's no question that I don't know. I feel like this could be Yosemite Park. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting, with all those, you know, very tall trees, those big rock mountains. So I'm not sure. But the detail is unbelievable. And just look at that grass. Look at the detail on the plane. And then this. You can take freaking pictures. And we got one of that adorable, beautiful little deer. Oh, he's so cute. Just insane amount of detail. And then, again, look at the NPCs. For a flight simulator, this is incredible. Now, I'm not really sure where they are here. That's a bit of a mystery. I'm kidding. It's Paris, France. Now... this is interesting. I'm actually seeing a lot of variations of these hot air balloons. I wonder how many we're actually going to be able to fly. And a little interesting fact, I will never fly in a hot air balloon. I love aviation, but this right here, I would need to bring the toilet with me if I were going to be doing something like that, because, yeah, I would not be very happy. Okay, so we got Fly-Do light sport balloons. I guess that might be a brand or something like that. Let's see. Okay. This is obviously, I believe, in Dubai. I could assume. I recognize this hotel, and I believe we had this plane. I forget what it's called, but that was in Flight Simulator 2020 as well. And again, water detail looks really nice. We got Christ the Redeemer in Brazil. We got the blimps. This is surprisingly the only thing we've gotten with the blimps so far. With this trailer, they're not really going over it that much, but Brazil looking as beautiful as ever, or should I say Rio? Oh wait a minute, you know, I think I just noticed those are gators. Those are either gators or crocodiles. I cannot tell which, but this is definitely a very swampy area. You got a float plane or possibly an amphibian. That could possibly be one. And here we go. This one always gets me, because me being a student glider pilot myself, this makes me very happy that this is in the game. I don't know how in-depth they could go into gliding, because at least to my knowledge, gliding is not usually considered a career. You can have it as one, but usually it's considered a sport. But either way, I'm just happy that gliders are in the game. But I do think that they need to work on the gliders a little bit more. They're not perfect, because after doing, let's see, I've done about 70 flights so far in gliders, and they're not really all that accurate in Flight Simulator. As much as I hate to say it, they're still fun, but they're not quite accurate. They're a little too stable, because gliders like to yaw quite a bit. So I kind of hope they improve on that with the aerodynamics. So this, I have no idea where this is. Now, this looks like a challenge, but look at those waves. Look how beautiful they look. Here we go, a little Top Gun action. So the F-18 is returned, and we get the A-10 Warthog in here. So I'm really excited to see some more Top Gun Maverick type of things in this game, because that was a very fun little expansion. And again, look at the details on the trees. So again, I really think this is going to be very expansive when it comes to tree and ground. I mean, even the ground. It's literally as much detail as you would get in a game, maybe like Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, okay, maybe I might be jumping the gun a little bit there, but I gotta be honest, as I see it, the detail here is insane. I mean, this is not just an increment from 2020. This is a substantial upgrade. Now, whether some of this stuff is going to be worth paying another $70 for, we don't quite know yet, but there is no question there is a graphical update. Yep, and I think I also heard Obsidian Ant that he said that there's going to be definitely more of a focus on racing. Yeah, I totally agree, which I think is awesome. Oh, again, just look at the rain on the windshield. Oh my god, just look at the again with the trees. I know I'm talking about trees a lot here. But look, you can see the individual leaves on the trees. That is insane to me. Remember, this is a flight simulator, and your typical open world game, I wouldn't bat an eye. But this is a flight simulator that is simulating the entire world. So the fact that they can pull this off is impressive. And again, just look at just how beautiful this looks. I mean, now granted, yes, as I said, this is a trailer, and they probably try to make it look better than it actually might be, potentially. But FS 2020, I wouldn't say it was false advertised. They look pretty much as they advertised it. And here we go, we got some giraffes, so I'm guessing we're over in Africa here. I'm actually excited to do the hot air balloons in this game. I'm actually really looking forward to it. And again, look at all the rain, and they got the thunder and the lightning down. Just, oh my goodness, the immersion in this is going to be insane. Now, this is an interesting plane here. I've never seen this plane. This looks like it's one of those experimental type planes, maybe used to like gather weather data, I'm guessing. You know, I could see some things right here. I don't know if those are landing lights or cameras, because we do know there's going to be weather research or scientific research in this game, where you can, like, because there's going to be tornadoes in this game, and obviously I'm going to fly right into it. I got to see what it's like. I'd never flown a plane into a tornado before, so yeah, so this plane looks pretty interesting. And again, the Northern Lights, this is something that people have been desperately requesting to be in FS 2020, but from what we heard from Azobo, that might be a little too complicated to put into the sim. So but yeah, this looks absolutely stunningly gorgeous, and I think you can even see the reflection in the water of the Northern Lights. Just an insane amount of detail. And then we cut to The Sky is Calling, and the game comes out November 19th. In fact, I'm going to do this in real time and see exactly when that is. November 19th. It's on a Tuesday. Damn it. Means I got to work the next day. So that's great. Oh, wait. Actually, wait a minute. That means... I'm sorry, I'm just looking at this remote. That means I could play it over Thanksgiving weekend. Wait, can I? Maybe not. I don't know. Either way, I'll be able to play it over Thanksgiving weekend. So, yeah, guys. So, obviously, I'm very impressed with what we've seen. This game looks obviously phenomenal. And Grant, and so far the reception from the trailer, in fact, let me refresh this right here so we can see this as I'm recording. Yeah. And we'll look at some comments here. I'm sorry, CPU. Let's see, taken off on idle throttle. Oh yeah, you know what, I think I noticed that yeah, on idle throttle. Or maybe that could be because of maybe they're doing instant replay. I don't know. That's one thing I hope is in this game. We still need a lot more information. Now, I think I did hear this game is going to be at Flight Sim Expo, so hopefully we get more information like how the careers actually work. You know, because we still don't really know if these are just going to be like missions like we had in FSX. We can't have that. This has got to be some more in line with, like, say, American Truck Simulator, where you're always getting new jobs to do and stuff like that. So, like, it's just never ending. And, you know, and I'm sure we're going to get more jobs as time goes on with updates, more career options. So there's plenty more to look forward to, but that's all I pretty much got for this in-depth. I don't want to drag it on any longer than it needs to be, but now it's come down to you guys. I want to see what stood out to you guys in the trailer. What kind of features are you requesting? What some of you hope to see in this? And also, this is another thing I want to know. Do you still feel like this game just feels like a glorified expansion or DLC? Is this still... Are you still not convinced on buying this? I really want to get the community's feedback on that. I think that's very important. As for me, I'm definitely leaning more towards wanting to buy it. I feel like this actually might be worth it with all the content we're getting. I still want to see a little bit more though, but I can tell you one thing: if I find out that this game is broken on launch, if this game has substantial problems, I'm not buying it. But if it is working pretty good and there's not too many widespread problems, I'll gladly pay $70 and maybe a little bit more. But, you know, I think I'd rather just not have a deluxe edition. I just don't think I would want that, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. So anyways, guys, let me know all your thoughts, all the discussions in the comments below. I love to hear what you have to say. And until the next one, guys, I will see you all in the next video. Catch you later. Peace out, fellow aviators.